Hi everyone, it's Tuesday and that means it's Tag It Tuesday. And today I'm going to create a tag for Sherry. She's from Sherry's Cards and More. And this is just a standard shipping tag that I get from the office supply. And I have some Wendy Vecchi supplies out on my desk. I have a bunch of other stuff because I've been creating, and I'll just use from things that are on my desk. So the first thing is I want to put some kind of texture into the background. So here's a background stamp. This is called Vintage Doily. And sorry, some of that packaging is pretty rough. Let's see. I want to do this in what color? I think I want to do this in not a black, but a softer shade of, what do I have out here? I don't want a black, I don't want a brown. How about watering can? That looks pretty good. So I'm just going to ink this up. Easier this way. And get some of that on my tag. Okay. And let's do a little bit right up here. And clean that off. This is some really old printouts that I had from when I was working. You can see it's still got the dots on the side from where we ran it through the printers. Okay, so I've got that. And I think I would like some kind of border. What do I want to use for that? I may have to. Oh, let's see. I've got a couple of stencils here. And I have, oh, I have this. Yes, I think that would be pretty nice. So I'll just use the very bottom portion. And put a little border on there. And what do I want to use? So many choices here. I have better put that back where I got it from, or I won't know. Okay, so I have that started. Now, the stipulation for this month says to use a stencil. And I think I'm going to use this stencil. And along with a stencil, I'm supposed to use some modeling paste. So let me grab that. So I grabbed some golden light molding paste. And I need a tool. Where are my tools? Too much stuff on the desk. Here we go. All right, so I'll clean that up and I'll be back. So now I'm just stamping the components that are going to become part of this tag. Get this nice and juicy, and I'm going to stamp it down on here. Now, I don't care if it goes off the edge because I'm not going to, let's see, which portions am I not going to use? Well, I better put it all on there. When I cut this stamp out, and you'll see what I'm talking about, there's this little flourish here, and that's not something that's easily cut out. So I'm going to stamp that onto my tag. So when I fussy cut this, I'm going to leave the flourish off. I'm just going to cut right around here. And this is a tag that's just on some craft card. These come from River City Rubber Works. And I think you can buy them in different quantities if that's something that you like. But I'm just going to cut this out, this image. And what I'm talking about is when I place this on here, I'm just auditioning where I want this to go. And I think it'll be going right about here. So I want to stamp that once again, just to get this flourish portion. And I want to position this as if it were going this way. So I'm going to remove this piece, and I'm going to stamp that right there. So now I have this much of the flourish showing. And the next thing I want to do is add some color to my background. I have my paste. It's dry now. So I have some Forget-Me-Not and Violet alcohol sprays that I've made by, these are alcohol sprays that I made by taking 91% alcohol and just putting a few drops of the reinkers into my spray bottles. So I want a little bit of this violet right down here, up there, and then a little bit of the Forget-Me-Not right through the middle here. And that will dry and it will lighten up a bit. I think I want a little bit more of the purple in there. Okay, so dry that off, cut out my pieces, and I'll be back. Okay, so now I think I'm getting ready to assemble my tag. I have this packaging from a stencil that I'd gotten, and I was thinking I might want to use this behind here. So I'll cut that down to size. Let's see, I want it's about Looks like a little more than a 1/4 inch reveal there. So I'll cut that off. And then I have my backer for this. And I want to do a little inking. So I think I'm going to start with this archival. It's a blue violet color. Just hit the edges of my tag with that blue violet. Which is the same color that I had in my alcohol ink spray. Okay, and then I have my pieces that I want to assemble. I think I might want to put a little bit of this. What do I want? Let me put a little of that blue violet on here, on the edge. Just to tie things together. Okay, and then on here, this will be going on top of this one. So I'll need to punch a hole. Make it my crocodile. This is an essential tool for any paper crafter, I think. So I'm going to punch, whoops, I want the bigger hole. I'm going to line that up and punch that hole. And if I can hold it on there straight while I do that. And then I want, let's see, I'm going to glue that down with some quick glue. Let's do some matte medium. Or not. That's plugged. What else do I have out here? Oh. Here's a Yoo-hoo stick. And I still need some quick adhesive. So let me get here. I think I have a new tacky glue. So we'll get that. Now, what I want to do is do a little coloration on my flowers. Let me set this over here for a moment. And I don't think I'm using that one. Not sure about that one yet. But if I do, I probably want to put a little bit of that This is a stencil from Dreamweavers, and you can use it to mask areas. And I think I'm going to, let's go a little bit bigger, going to mask this just a little bit, and I'm adding some pink peony. And then I think I want, I've already got this one with ink on. I think I want to come, I don't want that color. I want this color. I want to add some forget-me-not to the edge of my petals. And then a little bit of the blue violet just to the very edge, and not to all of my petals, just these down here on the bottom. So that is going to layer, I think. And then I want to take my green leaf and just do the very edges of my leaves here with that green leaf archival ink. Okay. So I'm pretty much done with those. And bring our tag back over. So this is going to go right here. And I'm going to use some of this Aleene's tacky glue to put that down on my card with. Oops, I almost forgot. I am not doing this right. I need my brush marker. Here we go. I'm going to use my Pit pen. I'm just going to touch the edges here so I don't have any of that craft showing around the edge of my stamped image. Just want to get that edge coated with the black Pit pen. Touch up any of those little areas. Just need a hint. Okay, so now I think I'm ready to add that to my card, to my tag. And I'll do the same thing with my flower. Just go around the edge. You want to disguise that craft, or in this case manila paper that's underneath. That's why I'm hitting it with the marker. These Pit pens are really nice. If you don't have them, this is one thing that I recommend. As I do videos, I do tell you what I like and what I don't like. You know, nobody's really paying for any of my work. This is all stuff that I've purchased with my own dollar. So I'm pretty honest about what I like and what I don't like here. All right, I want some dimensional tape. To put this flower on with. So let me grab that. Actually, I think I want just a hint more of that pink color in there to brighten it. I'm going to put just a hint of that onto my leaves also. Help brighten that up. Okay. So now I have my dimensional tape. This is the big roll from Scotch. And I bought this roll of tape probably 20 years ago, and it's still lasting me. So I would say this is a good investment if you like to use dimensional tape on your projects, because you only need a little bit, and it goes a very long way. This starts as a roll about that big, and then as I use it, it gets whittled down over the years. And any extra little pieces like this, I just stick on the side, and I can pick that up and use it later. Doesn't go to waste at all. Okay, so this just peels off. And if you're concerned about this coming up, you can always put a liquid adhesive on the tape itself. I have never found that this is something I need to worry about. So I'm going to put that flower down right over the top of that image. And then I need to say something, don't I? I do need to say something. So I've still got a piece of this tag. And let's do, you guys see how this is coming? Isn't that cute? Yeah, I like it. Okay, so let me find something. Oh, I like this one. Let's see if I have a stamp block here somewhere. Yep, I do. Right here, I was using it. And I want my black archival. And I'm going to stamp that right there. This is another Wendy Vecchi stamp. And it says, great things never come from the comfort zone. So I'm going to cut that into something usable. And I want to do that. Yeah. I think we'll trim that off. Make a little flag tail here. Yep. Same thing on this side. Of course, I didn't cut straight. That would be helpful. I still can't cut straight. Oh well. It is what it is. And I think I'll go back to that pink and green combo. Let's start with my pink peony. And then we'll grab that leaf green. And I'll hit the edges. I'm going to distress that just a bit. I think I want it to look a little more tattered. So that's what I will do, is make it look a little more tattered. Okay, and then this can go right here, and I think I will give that a little dimension also. So we're heading to the home stretch here. So we've got that. Now I need a little, I have this ribbon. It's a little polka dot ribbon. But I think that white might be a little bit stark. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of this, going to cut it in half, and then that same pink dauber, I'm going to add a little bit of that pink peony just to tone that white down a bit. Okay, so that's ready to go on my card. Keep saying card. It's a tag, folks. It's a tag. It's a tag made out of cardstock. And I will cover this up and make it look fancier when I get done. Let's see if I can get 2 of these through here. Oh, trouble, trouble, trouble. There we go. Just have to be smarter than the ribbon. Be smarter than the ribbon. Alright, so I have my 2 loops. Come back, grab the ones on the front side. And I've got a little bit of this jute type twine from Fun Stamper's Journey. And I'm going to get just a little piece of that and tie that around there. And there we have it. There is our tag for Tag It Tuesday. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. See you later. Bye.